What's going on, guys? Right here we have a 3-pound tomahawk steak or cowboy steak. We're going to be using the reverse sear method to cook this big boy up. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and season it up. Now, I'm rubbing it down with some Worcestershire sauce. You can rub it down with oil. Some people don't rub it down with anything at all. Basically, the whole idea here is just to add some liquid to it to get the seasonings to stick. So, like I said, use olive oil, Worcestershire sauce. It's whatever you prefer. I'm gonna go ahead and rub it down with some Worcestershire sauce. Make sure I cover it all sides, and once it's all covered up, we're ready to season. Now, as far as seasonings go, it's once again your preference. Right now, all I'm gonna do is just some simple kosher salt and some fresh ground black pepper. Now, this is a big piece of meat, guys. Don't be scared to season your meat. A lot of people are scared they're gonna over season it, over salt it. It's a 3-pound piece of steak. It can handle some salt. So don't be scared to season your meat. Don't be scared that you're gonna over season it. So as you can see here, we're going generous with the salt, kosher salt, making sure we cover all sides. And once that's taken care of, we're ready to get some fresh ground black pepper on it. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a generous coating of fresh ground black pepper. We're gonna pat it in. Make sure it's sticking well. We're going to get all sides as well. And once it's all seasoned up, we're going to let it rest, and we're going to go out and get the fire started. Out here with the Oklahoma Joe, we're going to go ahead and get this fire started. Now, to get the fire started, all we're going to use is a chimney starter. So we're going to go ahead and use this Oklahoma Joe chimney. I find that it's a lot better than your standard Weber chimney because it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit wider, and it has better ventilation. So, in my opinion, it does get the charcoal started a lot faster. So, we're going to be using lump charcoal, and to get it started, we're going to use a fire starter. So, we're just going to place a fire starter right on the grill grates. We're going to go ahead and start it up, and then put the chimney back on top and just let it go. The chimney will do its job all on its own. So, you just sit back and then let it go. Alright, so in a matter of seconds, you can see the fire lit right underneath, and you can see the smoke coming out. And then maybe 10-15 minutes later, your charcoal's ready to go. Now, once it's ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and dump it off over here on the firebox. So I have some unlit charcoal that I put in there. We're gonna go ahead and close the ventilation and the gate, just so we don't lose any charcoal. And we're going to go ahead and dump our hot coals right over him. Alright, so now we got our hot coals in our firebox. Now we're just going to go ahead and spread it out a little bit. Make sure we have an even distribution of hot coals. And we're going to go ahead and add a piece of post oak. All it's going to do is just add some more smoke and more aroma to it. Alright, so now that we have our piece of wood in there and we have our charcoal lit, we're going to go ahead and open the vent, make sure we get some airflow to keep it running. So we're going to go pretty generous on the air vent. We're going to go about halfway, and we're going to leave the lid open. All this is just so that the fire, the wood, could get started and burn down a little bit better. If we were to close it right now, it'd have a hard time, getting on fire, setting on fire, and it'd be a lot of smoke running through the barbecue pit. So we're gonna go ahead and give it some air, and as you can see, a couple minutes later, we have a really strong fire going. So I think it's time to close the lid and start regulating the temperature. So as you can see over here on the ventilation, I went ahead and just opened it about a quarter of the way through, and it's been doing its job so far. We've got it at around 300 degrees. On both thermometers, actually, it's right at around 300. So we got some even heat running through the pit, and we have some good smoke coming up. Not too thick. It's looking good. Let's go check our meat. So as you can see, the meat's been resting. I haven't moved it at all. As you can see, the salt and the pepper is really well stuck on it, and it's been sweating a little. I think it's time to go put it on the grill, get it cooking. Alright, Alright, so our Oklahoma Joe's up to temp, we're ready to cook, and here we are placing the meat on the grill. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place it as close to the firebox as I can, but I will be putting the bone side towards the firebox, so it in my opinion, it'll help protect it from the high heat. We're not smoking this, so we're really not cooking at a low temperature. We're looking at about maybe 300, between 300 to 400 degrees. So the bone's gonna help it protect it from that high heat. We're gonna go ahead and enter the probe in there so we could track the internal temperature. I'm using a really cheap thermometer I picked up at a Walmart. I paid $8 for it. I think I got it on sale. So as you can see, we went ahead and turned it on, and right away it picked up the internal temp. It's showing it's 50 degrees internal. I'm cooking up the steak for my fiance and I. She likes her steak a little bit more on the medium well. I'm a medium rare guy, so we're gonna go ahead and set it at 130. About an hour later, we're at 109, so we're gonna take a quick peek at the steak, see how it's doing. So here we are at the grill, just taking a quick peek, and it looks good. It's looking good, so we're just gonna go ahead and close it off, give it an extra 30 minutes or an hour. Once it's 130, we'll go ahead and pull it. So maybe 30 minutes later, alarm goes off saying it's at 131. It's time to pull. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the pit. We're gonna remove the probe, and we're gonna go ahead and sear. It looks good already, but we still have to sear, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and come over here to the firebox. As you can see, it's really hot. We have some flames, we have some really good coals, so it's time to sear. It's not gonna take a whole lot of time. We just want to get some good grill marks on it. So we're gonna go ahead and set it over the hot fire, give it about a minute, and then we're gonna rotate it, give it another minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip and do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so it's been about a minute. We're gonna go ahead and rotate it, give it another minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip and do the same thing to the other side. Like I said, it's really high heat. All we want is some good grill marks, so it doesn't take a whole lot of time. So we already did the same thing to the other side. We got some good grill marks, and it's time to pull. I'm gonna go ahead and take it on inside and let it rest. So as you can see, we got a good sear on it. We're gonna go ahead and cover it with some foil, let it rest for maybe 15 minutes, and then it's ready to slice. Now the foil is not something that you have to do. I'm just gonna do it just to keep it nice and warm. But like I said, you could just let it rest for 15 minutes, and then it's ready to slice. So 15 minutes have passed, and I can't wait any longer. So we're gonna go ahead and slice this bad boy up. Man, does that look good. It's still nice and hot. We still got, as you can see, it's juicy. We have a lot of juice, and it's ready to slice. So we're gonna go ahead and slice it. Oh man, is that tender. So just a quick little recap as we slice it up. All we did was covered it with some Worcestershire sauce, seasoned it with some salt and pepper, got the fire started. We went indirect. Remember, we did the reverse sear, so it was about an hour and a half on indirect heat, and then as soon as it hit internal temp we were looking for, we placed it on the hot coals for a good quick sear. As you can see, it's not medium rare the way I like it, but it's not well done either. It's still got some pink in it. It's juicy. It's not dry at all, and boy was it good. So we're gonna go ahead and finish slicing it up. As you can see, it's nice and juicy. I gotta have this piece. It's looking good. I got it, what they call pitmaster privilege. Man, it's good. So there you go, guys. It's a reverse seared tomahawk steak out in the Oklahoma Joe. It was an awesome experience. This is my first YouTube video. If you have any feedback, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. If you have any suggestions on what I should cook next, leave it in the comment section. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, thank you guys for watching.